Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us this evening as we celebrate transgender excellence. It's been a rocky year, and we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. My name is Pamela Hollowell. I am a therapist at the San Diego LGBT Community Center and president of the San Diego Black LGBTQ Coalition. I am so honored to have the privilege to introduce you to the woman who's been the founder of the Transgender Day of Empowerment and the Tracie Jada O'Brien's Trans Student Scholarship. Tracie Jada O'Brien is a woman that has served the community for over 25 years as an outstanding role model and a resource provider. Thank you and welcome the legendary, the pioneer, the activist Queen Mother, Tracie Jada O'Brien.
Thank you, Pam. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Pam. I really appreciate it. Thank you to our interpreter, Darren. You also are hearing impaired information. Darren is doing ASL interpretation. My name is Tracie Jada O'Brien. I have the honor to be the founder and the custodian of the Transgender Day of Empowerment and the Tracie Jada O'Brien Transgender Student Scholarship Program, which this year we award our 100th scholarship. I'm so happy to say that. And I'm so happy also to say that we're COVID 2.0. Let's all get vaccinated, so this will be our last time having a virtual event. Next year, we'll all be in person, so we all can hug and touch each other. So also, the Pride, we're having transgender COVID vaccination next Friday. There'll be more information about that coming out very, very soon. So look for that on Facebook, Transgender COVID Vaccination Day at Pride. So let's get this day started. We have an hour to celebrate the excellence for our community. Let's get this day started and go right into the program. I want to go right into our first award. I want to introduce Connor, who's going to present that award. Connor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me be part of this. We've been doing this together for a very long time. So,
17 years.
I'm very honored tonight to be able to give out the first award, and it's the Satin Styles Youth Award. This award recognizes a transgender youth who is a leader in their community, under 20 years of age, and who has served as an exceptional role model and other youth to resilience in the face of significant obstacles or the service in the community. So our award winner is somebody very special, as every year we find great kids. So this year's winner is Finn Burgess. He is a youth ambassador at San Diego Pride and helps lead the youth programs. In addition to their help coordinating the program itself, they've managed to the social media, offering input on topics and speakers for weekly and monthly education and advocacy programming for LGBTQ plus youth. Finn has shown exemplary peer leadership, which with trans youth throughout our youth program. Finn is an exceptional role model, not just for the trans youth, but for all the people that they interact with. So congratulations to Finn. Thank you for all your hard work. And we're proud to have you.
Thank you so much, Connor. It's lovely to see you. Thank you, Tracie, as well, for hosting and being here. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing to be winning this award. I love the Pride Youth programs. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Finn. Very well deserving. We have to give it up for our youth, Finn. Thank you very much, Finn. You know,
Thank you, Tracie.
you're welcome, my dear. This has been one harrowing year. And it's really important that we as a community stick together and take care of each other. And over this past year, this one young lady, she started her own nonprofit that she give away food and money to those in need who are homeless and unsheltered. She has put people in hotels. She has also given money to those who needed food. And this young lady is just young herself, young in her transition, young in life. Her future is golden. Ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker, Achi Vazquez.
Hi, everybody. My name is Achi Vazquez. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And on today, I am proud to say that I'm a trans woman. I am empowered, and I am proud of who I am. And today, I wanted to speak a little bit on my organization, the House of Resilience. We are a local organization to San Diego and Tijuana. We do not just operate in San Diego because we believe that there are trans lives that are also in danger next to the border in our close relatives in Mexico. And so, I just want to speak a little bit on why I started the House of Resilience. Being a transgender woman of color, I am not far away from the struggles of the modern trans woman, especially the modern trans woman of color. Just like a lot of you that might be watching, I've struggled with things like paying for hormones, with getting access to gender affirming surgeries and procedures. And, we started the House of Resilience out of that need, out of the needs that I saw throughout my own transition. And today, I'm very proud to say that we do a multitude of different services and programming for all of San Diego and for Tijuana. One of our biggest impact makers is probably our microgrant program. We have given grants ranging from $50 all the way to $200 to trans women of color that are in need in San Diego and Tijuana. And this has been so important because they have spent the money on things like hormones, on things like food, on things like paying for a room to stay and to have somewhere safe to sleep. And these are things that are so often in our community kept from us. They are gate kept from us. We are not given a fair chance to gain access to a lot of these things. We are underserved in many different ways. And so our microgrant program just kind of amplifies that, and we try to fix that need with that. We're also, a lot of people have known us for we're fundraising for San Diego's first 100% free community housing program for trans women of color. And we're doing really great with that. We're also doing things like we have 2 support groups, one for trans women in San Diego and Tijuana, and another one for non-binary folks, for gender non-conforming folks, and for genderqueer folks. And so those are really great. Those have been really great at creating a platform and a community and a family between our, gender diverse family in San Diego and Tijuana. And so on this amazing day, I really just wanted to thank Tracie, Jada O'Brien, and thank you for giving us a voice. And I actually wanted to share something that's really great and surprising on this day regarding our organization, the House of Resilience. We're actually going to be opening our first physical location, and this is the first place that we've made this announcement. And it's going to be a coffee shop and a jobs program, the first of its kind in Tijuana, where we're going to be giving jobs that pay livable wages to trans women of color that are living in Tijuana. Some of these women are refugees from different places in Mexico, and some of these women are from places like Haiti. But the thing that ties us all together is that we're women and they deserve a fair chance at employment, housing, and all of the above. So thank you all for hearing my speech today. Please consider supporting the House of Resilience. We are on Instagram at the House of Resilience, and our website is horsd.org. So thank you. There's a lot more information available there. And have a great day, everybody. Thank you, everybody at Pride, and thank you, Tracie.
Thank you, Achi. Thank you so much. Thank you, and congratulations on your new program and the coffee house in Tiana. That is great, and that is wonderful. I just want everybody to realize that all the services and we have in San Diego, they all have been community driven and community created. I want to tell you that the program, the Family Health Centers, was started by the trans community. At Pride, the trans community, at the Pride at San Diego LGBT Center, that was started by trans folks. I'm so happy that we are taking care of our own. So thank you so much. Thank you. So moving right along to our next award, I want to bring up Angel to present the Community Service Award. Angel.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Hi, Tracie.
Hey.
My name is Angel Mawa, and my pronouns are she, they, AE, and I am so honored to do this intro for this next award. Now we have the Community Service Award. This award recognizes a San Diego transgender, gender nonconforming person who has done something significant and exceptional in the past year to positively further the trans community. Alex Turner is an incredible trans-masculine youth mentor for San Diego's Pride's youth programs. He has not only helped facilitate our youth programs, such as Pride Youth Power Hours, Pride Youth Collective, Youth Leadership Academy, and more, he has changed and saved the lives of so many youth. Thank you so much, Alex, for all that you do and continue to do, and I am so honored to present this award to you.
Thank you so much. And you know, the youth like Finn that I get to work with every day are everything beautiful and joyful and hopeful in the world. So I'm just super grateful every day that I get to have them in my life. So thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations, Alice. Thank you. Keep up the great work. You know, community needs you. We need our young warriors for tomorrow. I also just want to say that I'm so ready to pass up the baton to the next generation of great leaders. That's what the Day of Empowerment is all about: empowering our community to become great leaders, educational leaders, political leaders, and social leaders. Now I want to introduce Meredith to present our next speaker. But I just wanted to say, all during the year, different activities happen that may give a voice to what the Day of Empowerment program may look like. So during the year, if any ever comes up you want the community to know about, please let me know so we can have some Day of Empowerment. But we all know that there's so much going on with the transgender issues, with the bathroom bill, and with Arkansas, there's bills passed that prevent young trans folks from getting their information, getting their medical care, and there's also a bill that was passed that to deny LGBTQI people healthcare. We are so lucky here in San Diego. But also, the trans military ban has been lifted. But we have some people here in our own community that fought that good fight long time ago. I'm going to Meredith tell you about her. Meredith, thank you. Meredith. Meredith. Hello. Okay. Well, I just wanted to talk. Our next speaker, I thought Meredith was coming up. I'm so sorry. A little technical difficulty here. Is Meredith coming up? Well, okay. I'll just go ahead and introduce our speaker. Autumn Sandeen is a wonderful community member. I remember Autumn Sandeen. She's one of our trans elders like myself that started all these different programs here. They started with single support groups, and now we have different services in our community. But Autumn is a veteran. Autumn is also, she changed herself to the White House fence oh, there she is. Meredith, welcome. Take it over, Meredith. Thank you.
A little bit of technical difficulties, but we've got through them. My name is Meredith. Sorry, Autumn, my name is Meredith Vazquez. I'm a trans woman, and my pronouns are here. What do you see when you click the StreamYard link? Yeah, I see it. Yeah, should click enter broadcast studio and that should pop you in. Hi. Okay. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, now I can. Okay. I'm going to start over again. My name is Meredith Vazquez. I'm a trans woman, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I'm here to introduce my friend and longtime community activist, Autumn Sandeen. Autumn is going to talk about her career in the military and her activism for LGBTQ plus veterans. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about Autumn's activism here in San Diego. I first met Autumn in 2014 when we helped launch the first Trans Pride. I got to know her a little better through our regular monthly Trans Elders Breakfast meetings. In 2003, Autumn was on the committee that advocated for inclusion of gender identity in the City of San Diego's Human Dignity Ordinance, which protects our community from employment and housing. Autumn has been a prolific writer and a journalist for numerous publications. She had regular columns in the San Diego LGBT Weekly and the Gay and Lesbian Times. She wrote for the Seattle Times and the Washington Blade, and she was a blogger for Trans Advocate and Pam's House Plan. In 2007, she was on the planning committee and a presenter at the Transgender Law Center's Leadership Summit in Los Angeles. As a blogger at Pam's House Blend in 2008, she was the first out trans news media reporter to be credentialed for the Democratic National Convention. In 2009, she covered the murder of trans woman Angie Zapata from the Greeley, Colorado courtroom. Autumn served as a board member on the Trans Advocacy and Service Center, San Diego from 2006 to 2008. 3 years later, she collaborated with the National Center for Transgender Equality to create a way for transgender veterans to change their gender identification in Veterans Administration databases. In 2012, she was issued a new birth certificate that acknowledged her female identity. I could go on and on about her activism, but now let me present my friend, Autumn Sandeen.
Hi, thank you, Meredith, for your lovely introduction. I really appreciate it. To begin with, my pronouns are she, her, hers. Wow, you know, looking back at my time as a community activist and hearing it listed out by somebody, that even knowing that I have a Wikipedia page, and think, did I really do all that? I guess I did. So many, many thanks to this for those giving me today's award. But for me, sadly, I've had an activism career mostly end due to my mental illness. I'm bipolar with the rare condition of having 2 of the 4 listed bipolar mood disorders. And now those mood disorders come with a significant anxiety overlay. I don't have the spoons in my drawer, so to speak, to do the work, the hard work that activism requires, as my disability has just worsened over the years. And I know there is so much more work to be done that I just want to be involved with. So I need to leave it to you all, the current and future activists that are upcoming and are already here. So to those who've taken on the role of community activists who will get this award after me and have the spoons to do the necessary work, let me begin by saying, as an old fart who is giving you some free advice, let me begin by saying it's not enough to know what you're against. You know, I'm against discrimination, but being against discrimination is just not enough. You also need to know what you're for and then be willing to put in some hard work in the face of the bitterest opposition and be prepared to sacrifice way past the point it hurts. For me, the narrative of my life before transitioning was military service, so it ended up that most of my notable activism and achievements were related to military and veterans issues. So let me just tell you one story that fate gave me relating my activism. To begin with, I spent 20 of my years in the Navy between Septembers of 1980 and 2000. As an enlisted man, as a transgender aide, I realized in 1996, when I separated from my now ex-wife, that I needed to talk to a therapist about what I was telling myself was gender issues. Using the terms we used in the 1990s, I was sure that I was more than a transvestite, but I wasn't quite sure if I was a transsexual. If I were using terms today to describe that, I would say I was at least gender fluid, but I wasn't sure if my pronouns were they, them, theirs, or she, her, hers. But either gender fluid or binary transgender, I knew I wouldn't be able to make it through the last 4 years of service I was contractually obligated to complete if I didn't follow the don't ask, don't tell guidelines that were currently in effect. If my chain of command knew I had gender issues, I would have been kicked out of the Navy administratively with a code on my detachment papers that said I had a psychosexual condition. In the end, I had a homophobic subordinate on my last ship that I served in those last 4 years. And he wanted to get the chain of command to kick me out for being gay. So to make a long, painful story short, he found a sympathetic ear in a executive officer on my ship. Now, the executive officer is the second highest ranking officer on the ship. And the whole chain of command between me and the executive officer were gathered into a space where the executive officer asked me, "Is there anything you want to tell us about yourself?" It was really clear he was asking me, "Are you gay?" Well, it was really clear that this was a case of sexual harassment. So I turned the story around, put in paperwork that said my executive officer and my junior subordinate were sexually harassing me. And I won. The investigation found that, yes, they'd sexually harassed me. So I have a don't ask, don't tell story that involves sexual harassment from the year 2000, 8 months before I was due to retire. And I still get triggered by it. The last time was 3 months ago, or 3 weeks ago, I should say. I'm as healed as I'm going to be, but there's always going to be a scar from that experience. You know, after I retired, I began my transition to Autumn in February of 2003 with the Veterans Administration providing my first hormones. You know, what irony is that? But time flew. I became a well-known blogger in the late 2000s, and already I had a bunch of firsts under my belt. So shortening another story, I was asked and joined one service member and 4 veterans with who, under the banner of Get Equal, handcuffed ourselves to the White House fence in our military uniforms towards repeal of that don't ask, don't tell story that my XO and my junior subordinate tried to get me kicked out of the Navy for. There were 5 other gay and lesbians there. That's who they were. But I took to the fence as a transgender person because I thought if an issue was an issue for one letter of the LGBTQ plus community, then it should be an issue for all of us. And I knew that repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell didn't do anything for transgender community, but they needed to have transgender representation up there. So I did it once in April and again in November of 2010. I spent nights in jail, where, as those who have been to jail know, as a trans person, you're not treated very well. Well, our direct actions just gave the nudge that those organizations like the HRC and SLDN, who'd been working for years to get Don't Ask, Don't Tell repealed, it gave them the push they needed to get it actually repealed in 2010. But what most people don't know is I risked the most of the veterans who went on the wall. Because as a retiree, I broke the Uniform Code of Military Justices. I broke a standing order. As a retiree, I am not allowed to protest in uniform. And doing so, for each offense, I risked 2 years in Leavenworth and a dishonorable discharge, which would have cost me my military retirement, my VA disability pay, and any health care I could have received from the Department of Veterans Affairs or the U.S. Navy. No one else there put as much on the line as I did. Well, to quote Cesar Chavez, we are confident we have ourselves. We know how to sacrifice. We know how to work. We know how to combat the forces that oppose us. But even more than that, we are true believers in the whole idea of justice. Justice is so much on our side that it is going to see us through. Well, President Biden announced our new policy for open service for transgender service members just 2 days ago on Transgender Day of Visibility. And it began, of course, when President Obama was in office. But President Trump stopped the policy that was about to take place. So Biden announcement to end one government department's policy of discrimination 2 days ago is pretty significant. And it is about discrimination, no matter how you feel about the military or not. I'm just glad one wall of discrimination is falling. Regulations about transgender people not being allowed to serve in the military has always been about blatant discrimination. And I'm against discrimination. What I'm for here is ordinary equality. We've seen a measure of ordinary equality come to gay, lesbian, and bisexual service members with repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. We'll have to see whether that holds true for transgender service members now. So I feel I personally made a difference for LGBT community members in 2010. And I went on personally to do other things for trans retirees and disabled veterans where I think I made a difference. I could look back and say that even if I can't do more now, I did my best when I could. To my activist peers here in San Diego, who frankly, I envy you now, I ask you this: what are the issues that you're against? And perhaps more importantly, what are you for now? when you work on your priority issues, how hard are you willing to work? How much will you be willing to activist? Or how much will you be willing to sacrifice? I believe that those words of Cesar Chavez hold true. But all that said, this is a different time than 11 years ago when I handcuffed myself to the White House fence. The way you do activism now is going to be different than the way I did activism 11 years ago. Times change. Frankly, transgender and non-binary people have more animus facing you than we did 11 years ago. Just this year, you have 95 proposed anti-transgender laws, 3 of them, which I know have become law so far. It's hard to be for something when you're battling against so much discrimination. With so many of these bills aimed at transgender youth at that, younger activists actually need to be given positions of leadership, and elders like me just need to sit back and listen. We shouldn't be the leaders. But I'm so sorry I can't join you due to my disabilities to be on the front lines with you now. But I must leave it to you all in your very capable hands. You have the baton. I'm trusting you to do it wonderfully, and I'm pretty damn sure you will. Thank you.
Thank you, Autumn. Thank you very much. Really appreciate those wonderful words. And you're right. You know, it's time for us old elders to step back and let the young people take over. I'm so for that. You know, what are you going to do? What is your purpose? What is your goal? How are you going to stand up against our oppressors? Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you. And I want to honor all our veterans throughout San Diego County. Thank you, veterans. Thank you, Marines. Thank you, Navy people. Thank you, firefighters. Thank you, everyone. So now I'm going to turn this over to our next awardee. The Building Bridges Award will be presented by Naya from the LGBT Center. Naya?
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Naya Marie Velasco. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and have the pleasure of serving as a transgender services coordinator at the San Diego LGBT Community Center and oversee Project Trans. The Building Bridges Award is traditionally given to a transgender or cisgender person who has done the work of building bridges between different communities and the trans community. I'm so honored to be presenting this prestigious and very well-deserved award to my predecessor, who can captivate an audience with her contagious smile, wit, and humor that warms everyone's heart. Deja Cabrera is a fierce transgender Latina who serves our entire LGBTQ community as a community health educator and advocate at the center. She coordinates our center's sexual health education and prevention efforts, serves as an HIV test counselor, assists with PrEP and PEP navigation, provides immediate linkages to care and other supportive resources, and so much more. She's a leading member of the Transgender Non-Binary Community Advisory Board with UCSD, and Deja ensures healthcare institutions, including medical research, is equitable and inclusive by eradicating transphobia. As an openly trans woman, she helps put our trans siblings in touch with quintessential healthcare and sexual health education. She builds bridges between medical providers and our community. Everyone, help me in giving a warm welcome to Deja Cabrera.
Naya, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm speechless, but I am completely honored and humbled by this recognition. Thank you to the committee, to Tracie, but most importantly to the community. You know, this work is not easy, especially being a trans person in transition, advocating for healthcare, and, you know, just doing all of the things. So I appreciate the recognition and the love, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I continue to fight and making sure that we have an inclusive healthcare system that for our trans, non-binary, intersex, and gender non-conforming community. So thank you.
Thank you. Very well deserved, Deja. Thank you so much for all you do for our community and continue to do for our community. Thank you so much. So every year, the Day of Empowerment Committee gives out a special recognition of something much special or something happening. Well, over this past year, a group of Latino trans women of color got together and started their own organization. They named it Proyecto Trans Latina. Now I'm going to read just a little bit about them, okay? Proyecto Trans Latina have officially opened their own office. This group of pioneers is changing lives every day by recruiting volunteers who are trans-identified. These volunteers get to help others, in turn help create a long sense of self. This is especially important for trans women of color. Every week, they distribute warm meals, including blankets, to folks who are housing insecure in downtown San Diego. There is such a strong bond between these ladies, and they are giving that feeling of family and unity to so many ladies who have been pushed out of their homes. They have also assisted with legally changing people's names and gender markers. Legal transition is very quintessential in our journey. So the fact that they offer this service improves the quality of life for many, many people. And that's just another reason why our community is saving itself. Our community is getting together and starting their own program. I just want to acknowledge Franya, Vicky, and Jamie from Proyecto Latina. They just opened their own space. They'll be getting funding soon. They have their own program that is just fantastic, and I'm really proud of them. So congratulations, Proyecto Latina. Thank you so much. Oh, she's here. Oh my God, you made it. Oh my God. Hi. Oh, you surprised me. Go right ahead, dear. Go right ahead.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you. My name is Jamie Arangure. My pronouns is she, hers, ella. I'm a director and founder for Proyecto Trans Latina from here in San Diego. And we're so proud. And we want to say thank you to everyone to give it the opportunity to receive this award, this special award, to all my community Latina, for all the group. I want to say thank you so much from my bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. This opportunity that you give us with this award is to be more visible for the community, not here only in San Diego, but all United States. And for the Day of the Visibility, they give us the opportunity for our community, Trans Latina, to give us more visibility for our community. And I want to appreciate to everyone who support us and to give it the opportunity to keep going and keeping growing as a group. And I want to say, present my sub-president, Frana Guzman. She's here. Ena Jacinto. Frana, you want to say something?
Yes. Hello. Hola, chicas. Buenas noches. Pues este es un triunfo más para Proyecto Trans Latina. Estamos súper agradecidas con cada una de ustedes que de una cierta forma han sido nuestra inspiración. Mujeres guerreras que han impuesto su fuerza y su sabiduría para lograr cosas maravillosas en este mundo de lucha, donde las mujeres cada día somos más poderosas. Agradecerle a cada una de las personas que han creído en nosotros, a nuestro grupo de chicos, a cada una de las personas, a nuestra familia que nos ha apoyado, y especialmente a ustedes por reconocernos por esta lucha que no es nada más de nosotras, sino es de toda la comunidad latina. Las quiero, las amo, Tracie. I love you so much. Naya, everybody, I say thank you, and I'm so happy.
Thank you, Tracie. This award is for everyone, and thank you so much. We are really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Proyecto Latina. Wonderful, wonderful program. Wonderful program. So I guess we have Trenton coming up next with a performance. Oh.
Hello. Thank you, Tracie, and thank you so much, everyone, for coming here today. My name is Paige Coe, and I use they, them pronouns. I'm the Community Relations Chair for the San Diego Black LGBTQ Coalition, and my role there involves connecting directly to other community members, organizing events, and creating and maintaining our community partnerships. We're hoping to also include direct training soon to make sure that the community partners have tools to create safer spaces for the Black LGBTQ+ community. I'm also a training specialist for the Gender Fluid Collective and sit on the Black LGBTQ Community Advisory Committee at the San Diego LGBT Center. I first entered these organizations as a Black multiracial trans person, really just looking for spaces that felt affirming of my entire identity. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is 40% Black, yet extremely segregated. The beginning of my life was filled with mostly my white family and mostly white classmates. I have undeniable privilege in being lighter and multiracial because I benefit from colorism. That being said, and not overridden, those times of my life were really difficult for me in a way that I've now connected to racial trauma. When I went to Black middle and high schools, which were also art schools, aspects of my mental health increased significantly. Growing up, I don't think my family was very aware of the existence of trans folks. My mom really wanted a girl, and I felt such a constant pushback from her and the rest of society, telling me I had to be everyone but myself, that I internally tried to pretend gender just didn't matter. I think I assumed everyone was doing this because I remember being confused when my friend said that she felt connected to other women and proud of her gender. It wasn't until I moved to San Diego and exchanged experiences with a trans friend that I really understood myself. I also understand what my friend meant now because I feel very connected to non-binary and trans folks and very, very proud to be part of this community. I was happy to be making connections with other trans folks, and it was easy to find places that were affirming of my queer identity, yet many of those initial spaces were mostly white. I went looking for and am finding Black LGBTQ community in San Diego. In my work, I aim to utilize my position and lens to advocate for the removal of barriers keeping darker Black folks and other LGBTQ community members out of decision-making roles in spaces that serve them. Most nonprofits are aware of the statistics relating to these barriers in our community, but in order to empower future generations of BIPOC and trans communities who face these barriers, they need to be kept in mind when addressing hiring practices. Identity-based discrimination, lower income, neurodiversity, workplace culture, and many other barriers can limit promotional and educational opportunities for BIPOC and trans folks. I'm honored to be at this event today where the financial barrier to education is able to be addressed through this scholarship opportunity. Currently, many requirements for leadership roles include higher ed degrees and years of managerial experience, which exclude people who experience certain barriers from making decisions that would directly address the oppression our communities face. I'll have my first associate's degree in the summer at 26 years old, and personally navigate many of these barriers while looking for employment. I was speaking to my partner who has a master's degree and explaining that aside from the direct socioeconomic advantage, there's also a social advantage that further supports socioeconomic growth. When people know they have a master's degree, they assume intelligence. And when people know I don't have a higher ed degree, they assume ignorance. I used to experience a lot of shame for not having a higher ed degree. But within the last year, I noticed an internal shift of actually being okay with this and even proud of this. I realized that my experience isn't unique. Higher education has historically been more difficult to navigate or entirely inaccessible for people who have disabilities, for the BIPOC, poor, queer, neurodivergent, and immigrant communities. This helped me see higher education as a system built with the intent to intensify wage and status gaps. Because oppressed people navigate these systems with less ease and frequency, yet people with degrees hire people with degrees. I then began to deconstruct my ideas of intelligence, which were largely based on structural ableist propaganda. I realized that my not having a degree does not impact my worth, as everyone, myself included, is inherently worthy of safety, care, and has a lot to offer their community. The barriers I've experienced have had a direct outcome on my life, and I find it rewarding that I have that in common with a lot of folks that seek support. Someone once told me that the further you go in education, the further you get from most of the population seeking support, yet many nonprofits still value education and ABA over lived experience for leadership roles. This leads to the majority of wealth being directed toward people who already experience less barriers and reinforces the false idea that our communities cannot help ourselves. We can help ourselves, and we do every day. The colonial structures that exist in these spaces and drive decisions need to be undone. I want support and kinship from my community, but not at the expense of autonomy. I urge white, cis, straight folks with degrees to sit with this, because oftentimes someone's role in empowerment for communities that they don't belong to should really start with space and redistributing that space. Because what we really need is each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I must make a program correction. That was our second speaker, Paige Coe. They, them pronouns, and also working with the San Diego Black LGBT Coalition. Wonderful, wise, you're a young person. I'm so proud of you. Wonderful, wonderful. Move right along. I'm gonna bring to the front, to the forefront, or to the stage. Okay, Trenton.
Hi, everyone. My name is Trenton Brooks. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am a two-time recipient of the Transgender Trans Student Scholarship. I received it in 2018 and 2019, and I've since joined the board for the Transgender Day of Empowerment and helping to bring this event to all of you. Up next, we have JJ Javelet, who's going to play, it's a pre-recorded video of JJ singing a song that he wrote and guitar. It's original work. JJ is a 2016 USA Rugby Sevens Olympian. He's currently taking a break from professional sports to focus on his transition. And as we know, trans people in sports is an issue that we're trying to resolve. And so hopefully he'll be back in the field soon. But until then, I give you JJ playing one of his songs. Thank you.
My name is JJ Javelet. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a person of trans experience. I'm going to play for you a song that I wrote. Your guilty conscience served as accomplice, destroyed all your confidence, so mission accomplished. Yeah, she's one of a kind, and since she's not yours, and baby, I call her mine. And if you meant what you said, well, I hope it was true. Not for me, then another, yeah, someone just like you. 'Cause you drown your sorrow, fill up the bottle. Her empty promises just shoot you tomorrow. Top feeling like I'm going at this alone. And I've seen the scene unfold, yeah. Holidays and close, we were rolling in the deep end. I know that you've made some promises that you can't keep. Reading the quotes from my eulogy toast out. They'll never know you, but I'll remember you most now. It starts with a handshake, ends with some pancakes. I'm just trying to navigate the pitfalls of this landscape. Yeah, I'm one of a kind, and since he's not yours, then maybe I'll call him mine. And I'm a hard act to follow, and that's a hard fact to swallow. You should think about it and maybe call back tomorrow. 'Cause I feel like I've been going at this alone. I've seen the scene unfold, yeah. Holidays and close, we were rolling in the deep end. I know that I've made some promises that I can't keep.
Think about it. Call me tomorrow. Thank you. That was a wonderful little song. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you know, no event cannot happen without funds to make things happen, with our scholarships, our gift bags, our swag bags. I just want to thank a few people that made this day possible. I want to thank the Mayor, Todd Gloria. I want to thank Senator Pro Tem Tony Atkins. I want to thank Fern Lopez, the Executive Director of Pride, Paris Kwan, Naomi Daniels from Inside Out. I also want to thank Tito's Vodka for making it possible for our gift cards for our swag bags today, and also for Serafina. I'm just mentioning Serafina Scott Serapio, my sister. She's a philanthropic coordinator at the Pride office. She is such a fantastic person, and she is the backbone of Day of Empowerment each and every year. Just so you all know, now we reach the very best part of the evening. It's my honor and privilege. This is the little message from Tony Atkins. She's able to be here, and she's really important. She has done lots of work for our community. She was directly responsible for the a bill that was that went through back a couple years back about transgender students being treated. I think A115, something like that. But she's a wonderful human being, and there's so much support from our community and ally for the trans community, those cis and allied communities, all apart. Now, as we get to close our program, let's talk about our scholarship recipients. We have, like I said earlier, this year we'll be giving out our 100 scholarship. I think I'm gonna try to count that out to really clap for the 100th person, okay? So I think they're gonna bring up the list of people so I can read, okay? And this scholarship goes to scholarship recipients in San Diego County. Our first one goes to Noah Atherin, him, and he will be attending California College of the Arts. Congratulations, Noah. Second will be Carl Ariel. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Cal Amio, they, them pronouns, UCLA Law School, right on to the law school. Then we have Denise Baccarella. He, they pronouns, San Diego State University. Dustin Buckles, they, them pronouns, San Diego State University. Eli Cathard, he, they, California College of the Arts. Kaya Comstock, he, him pronouns, San Diego State University. Shane Cricket, he, him pronoun, and I think he's our 100 scholarship. Yay! For 100 scholarship recipient, yay! Shane Cricket, he, him pronoun, San Diego Miramar College. Yay, Shane. Tori Maxwell Diaz Cuevas, she, they, New York Film Academy in Los Angeles. Right on. Artemis Devine, she, they, attending Wells College. Dax Dorn, he, him pronouns, attending Stanford University. Robin Heckel, he, him pronouns, PNW stamps of the University of Michigan. Right on. Adriana Abinez, she, her pronouns, University of California, Santa Barbara. Titi Indicate, they, them pronouns, Alliance International University. Leo Larica, they, them pronouns, Southwestern College, sorry. Elliot Manago, he, him pronouns, Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, I'm so proud of our young people. And Anderson Moore, he, him pronouns, Arizona State University. Allison Brooke Renee Moya, she, her, San Jose State University. Jamie Peterson, he, him pronoun, San Diego State University. Liam Lan Fu, hope I got pronounced that right. Liam Lan Fu, they, them pronoun, San Diego Mesa College. Cassia Celeste Posey, she, her pronoun, University of the People. Debbie Ross, he, him pronouns, Point Loma Nazarene University. China Ayari Ruiz, they, them pronouns, Stanford University. Omar Salas Santa Cruz, they, L, pronouns, University of California, Berkeley. Sage Snyder, they, them pronouns, Penn State University. Tess Stern, her and she, San Diego City College. MJ Teeter, she, they, California State University, San Marcos. Emilio Valladolid, they, them pronouns, Southwestern College. Oli Zerbel, he, him pronoun, Boise State University. Boise. Thank you, scholarship underwriters, Myra A. Shama, Senator Tony Atkins, and Jennifer Lazar, Carlos Cortez, PhD, on behalf of the San Diego City College District, Ruth Cobo, the Matt Gleason family, Paris Kwan, Robert Lay, Fernando Z. Lopez Jr., Craig Milgram, Skip and Merlin Rosecam, Serafina and TJ Seguin, Morgan Townsend, the San Diego LGBT Coalition, the San Diego Black LGBT Coalition, the San Diego LGBT Center, David Matheson, and friends. Thank you for underwriting our scholarships this year. Thank you for our students, because education is so important. One thing they cannot get you for is your ability to make these better, your ability to thrive in this world. They cannot can get you for that. So I'm really proud of all of our students. Stay in school, and we'll be here to support you. Now I'm going to bring to the stage my sister, Serafina. Could you join me, please? There she is. This is the backbone of Day of Empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, Serafina. Give her a round of applause.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to come up and say thank you to you, Tracie, for doing this event every year. And thank you. Look at this list of amazing people. You just read our underwriters, our scholarship underwriters, but all of these people gave, and a lot of them gave through the Inside Out show that Paris threw with Fern just a couple of nights ago. So thank you to everybody in our community. Many of the people on this list are LGBT community members. So it's so nice that we can support our own. And the other person we have to thank, and I think you already did it, was Tito's. I think that's our next slide, because they helped us give out over 100 grocery gift cards out this morning. So thank you so much. And thank you to Tracie for doing this every year. We couldn't, be happier to have this partnership with you. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for making this happen throughout the years. As long as I'm gone, there'll still be a Day of Empowerment. There'll still be money for transgender students in San Diego County. That's what's important. So thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, and thank you for joining us. And remember, next year, get your vaccination. And one more other thing, the San Diego Pride will have transgender vaccinations next Friday. Serafina, you come back really quick, Serafina. Serafina.
Serafina popped out. Yeah, there she is.
Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for bringing it up. Next Friday, our friends at UC San Diego, we're going to do trans vaccination. So if you want a thing, we're going to be posting tomorrow. It's just a simple jot form. You do not need a social security number to sign up. So please come on, get vaccinated, and stay safe. Okay, everybody? And now we have a little surprise for you. We have a little surprise for you, Tracie. Okay, I don't want to throw you off, but I'm telling you, we've got Angel here, and give it to her, Angel.
Okay, so Tracie, I wanted to personally thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing the work that you do in the community. There are no words to express the work and the dedication that you have given to our community. So on behalf of the District 3 Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reamer, I would like to proclaim today Tracie Jada O'Brien Day. So be it claimed by Chair Nathan Fletcher and all the members of the San Diego County Board of Supervisors on this second day of April 2021 that they commend Tracie Jada O'Brien for outstanding service leadership, commitment to the citizens of San Diego County, and do hereby declare this day Tracie Jada O'Brien Day throughout San Diego County. So I will be presenting this to you. So yes, I know it's kind of dark, but I will be with you and give this to you in person and take some pictures, and we're going to get that out there. And I'm so proud of you, and I love you very much.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to cry. Community, stick together, get vaccinated, take care of each other. And thank you, Angel. And, our politicians, they're our cis allies. So it's very important to vote and get vaccinated. So next year, we'll all be in person, eat some chicken wings. So see you next year. Bye.